Alright, so this is going to be a tutorial on how to add a background to any black and white printable that you have. Just a disclaimer, this should only be used if you are doing it for personal use. It should not be used to create a product to sell unless you have your printable under a license that allows for modification, because you will be modifying this file. But if you have downloaded a file that does not allow this, or if you're not sure, just make sure that you are only doing this for personal use. Alright, so we're going to go ahead and get started. This is what you're just going to open up your PDF in. Right when you open it up, you're going to want to make sure that you have Adobe Acrobat Professional. This is included in the Adobe Creative Cloud subscription if you have that. If you don't have that and you only have Acrobat Reader, this probably will not work. So make sure that you are aware that you need to have the Acrobat version of Adobe that allows you to edit and modify PDFs. So we've got this printable loaded up. This is just a printable from my shop that you're welcome to download, and I will put a link into it if you're interested. But you can do this with pretty much any black and white printable that you have in your download section. The first thing you're going to want to do before you add your image or your desired background is you're going to need to delete this white background here because it will not show your background image if it's here. So it's really super simple. So you're going to want to click on this right sidebar right here, and you're going to have these options of things that you can do with this PDF. You're going to want to click on Edit PDF. Make sure you've got Edit selected, and you're just going to want to click on just any part of the white right here and push delete. And then you're going to want to click on Add Image, because what you're going to do is you're going to be adding a background to the PDF. So you're going to click on Add Image, and then you're going to click on whichever background that you found that you like. So kind of just decide beforehand or scroll through. So just navigate to whichever image that you want to use for the background. So I'm just going to select on this first one real quick and click Open. Then you're going to come up with this little thumbnail. So you're going to just click anywhere on the page just to place it, and then you can move it around. So just click on it, and then you can just move it around wherever you feel like it'll fit. I usually like to overlap on the back a little bit on the other side, so make sure that you have a full seamless border. If your printer does not allow borderless printing, it'll print just with a white border automatically, but you can also, just kind of put it off to the side a little bit for it to have its own white border. But I just let my printer print a white border automatically just so it's even and it doesn't bother me. So you've got your image placed, and again, this is a 12 by 12. A lot of the digital paper packs that you're going to be able to download or purchase, they are going to come in 12 by 12. Some of them will come in 8.5 by 11, which is paper size, which is great. Makes it a lot easier to do this. But if it comes in 12 by 12, that's totally fine. So you're going to just go to this little corner right here, and you're going to stretch it out so that it can cover the whole page. And as you can see, it'll get to the side quicker than it'll get to the bottom, obviously, because the dimensions are not scalable to 8.5 by 11. So you've got a couple of options. You can either leave it kind of just overlapping on the edge here and stretch it down so that it'll kind of cover the whole back right here. Or if you don't want to stretch it, I'm gonna just push Control Z or Apple Z if you're on Mac, and then you're going to just stretch all the way down to the bottom. So it'll enlarge the image and it'll make it scaled larger depending on if that's what you desire or not. I'm going to go ahead and click out of there. So now I do not have it selected any longer. Okay. Then you're going to want to right click, and you're going to want to arrange to send to back. Okay. Because obviously it's right in front of your printable, and that's obviously not going to work. So arrange. Again, you're right clicked, you're going to click arrange and then send to back, and then there it goes. So let's go ahead and try it with another pattern so you can just see kind of how it's different a little bit. I'm going to go ahead and just push delete on it right there and get rid of that one. I'm going to click add image again, and let's go ahead and add a second pattern here with, let's do this chevron one. I like this chevron one a lot. Again, just click on there and let's just hover it in the back. And same thing, just click and drag. If you'd like it larger, arrange, send to back. Alright, and let's try one more with these. Just wanted to show you one more thing here. Let's click on these polka dots here. So again, I'm going to arrange it here. Only this time I'm going to send it to the back first just so I can show you something real quick. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and stretch it out here, and I'm going to do the same thing that we did for the stripes, and I'm going to stretch it all the way down. And do you see how these are kind of, they turned into ovals instead of circles? It's distorted the image because it's stretched it. And lines and even chevrons, it doesn't really make that big a difference, but in these polka dots it definitely does. So I'm going to go ahead and Control Z, undo, and we're going to go ahead and do the stretch part of that this time so that it doesn't distort them anymore. So it just makes them a little bit larger, but that's fine. And one more thing I wanted to kind of show you. Now, let's say that you don't like exactly how this is placed. Now, for me, one of my favorite colors is pink, so I prefer to see a little bit more pink, and this is pretty green all the way around. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to kind of just, nudge it and kind of just play around with it. Let me see my window. I'm just going to kind of nudge it, play around with it a little bit until it kind of gets placed exactly where I want it, and then you can adjust kind of where the colors fit along in your screen here. So just kind of play along with that, and you can fit it anywhere you really want to. So make sure that it's stretched all the way down to the bottom. Mine wasn't there. So alright, so that is how to add a any image background to a PDF. So you can personalize it, make it your own, make it something that you're going to like to look at rather than just having a black and white background.